water collector there, or what?
So what normally happens is these, because you have the chrome moulds,
Yeah.
the sludge sits inside the chrome mould.
Oh, in the sludge.
All
right,
it takes
okay.
is one stone chip,
Yeah.
and away it goes.
Okay. Sit it under a tree. So it's one night only, eh?
Yeah. So once we've, it's actually the whole back of it's gone.
Yeah.
Inners and outers, sills are gone in and outer, floors are gone. Once we weld this all back up, he wants his car put back with patina.
Right. Oh wow.
So
that'd be interesting.
we'll actually age the paint.
Yeah.
We'll actually destroy the finish of the paint.
Yeah.
So when we finish painting it, it'll actually look very, very similar.
Yeah. Well, that's quite drastic.
Yep. We will reproduce that.
Well, welcome to a new Dave's Classic Garage Tours video. And today I'm out in the countryside on a visit to Korumburra in Victoria's Gippsland region. We're on our way to TTT, they're a crash repair and restorations business. Anyway, it's a wonderful drive down here into the countryside. It's just stunning scenery. Sit back and enjoy for a little while.
He's in the office.
All right, Phil. Thanks for letting us come along today.
Anytime.
It's it's certainly been something to behold each time I come down and drive past the last couple of months, seeing your XW,
Yep.
sorry, out there, and also the Cobra, four-door Cobra. Tell us a little bit about that one first of all.
That's a ex-police interceptor.
Uh-huh.
We picked that up in North Essendon. A gentleman had bought it off a older gentleman who'd bought it off the police force.
Right.
I had decided once we found the plates, we'd cleaned them up, and then we found a tag on the tie bar. We went, not quite sure what's going on here. Rang a guy that's Ford mad, and he told us it's actually police interceptor, it's a T code, may as well be a GT. XCs don't make GTs, hence what the car was. I decided to do it as a bib Stillwell replica.
Right.
So you don't see the cars. He made between 10 and 15 of them. No one knows exactly how many.
Yeah.
And that's what the car's restored at.
Do you know how many are left of those, the actual ones he did? Or?
No one knows.
Right.
No one knows. Every time I've seen one pop up and the stripes are all wrong, the interior's wrong, they said they believed it was one, it's not one.
Right.
So no one actually knows.
Okay.
So
okay.
if you've got to speak to Ford nuts to even know what the cars are.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Right,
it's
like
literally done as a tribute.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Gotcha.
that's why we did the interior as a Cobra interior,
Yep.
which is what Bib did.
Yeah.
And same with all the mags, the stripes, spoilers, tags that are on it. We reproduced all of them.
Wonderful.
As a tribute to those cars.
Great stuff. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, now this is another one
XBU.
that was going to be yours.
It was going to be mine, but need a shed at home. Bought it off a friend out in Warrigal. Had been sitting in his garage for quite a few years, and thought I will match this with my XB coupe that I have sitting at home. Right. Polo blue over silver, white interior.
What sort of condition?
It was gutted. We had to do all the welding at the bottom of the car, floor pans, inside the back of it. It wasn't. These cars are resurrectable.
Sure.
So they've got to be pretty bad for us to go, can't fix that.
But these would have been quite easily dumped, a few years back, weren't they?
They're getting really hard to get your hands on, because literally they were work cars and got thrashed and then thrown to the tip.
Yeah.
And a customer of ours that called in, he bought an XY office, said, "Oh, what's that?" And his wife said, "Can we buy it?" So we said, "Yes, of course."
Yeah, right, okay. Yeah. No, I was talking to Rodney the other day, a mechanic, perhaps?
Welder.
Welder.
Welder
telling me
fabricator.
about how many tears he has thinking about the ones they used to put the Derby and whatever.
Yeah,
and whatever.
gosh, yeah.
So what engine's going to go in here?
So this actually is a work 302 going inside here with a C10 auto, and that's basically it. It's had all the brakes done, all brand new. All the underneath of the car's brand new.
Yeah.
Brakes, fuel lines, brakes themselves, shocks, springs, everything's brand new.
Right.
It's still done original with disc and drum. It just seemed more in keeping with the car.
Yeah.
So normally we'd actually switch it all to disc, but the owner wanted it the other way. So GS dash in it. So everything's done up as it would have looked in the day.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this is interior's all been done.
That's the white interior, isn't it?
Redone. Yeah. So that's all in the white trim. It has the black dash, black carpet, white hood lining, white door trims, white seats.
So, would they have been sold as work cars back in the day with white trim, white interior?
I really don't know. It's when you saw them in that livery, they were special.
Right.
Yeah. They were something special. So.
Yeah. Crikey.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be going to work in your dusties, would you?
No. So same as the XY behind it.
Yeah.
That's in the wild violet with a white interior. And that's my son's, and I said to him, when you do this cannot be an everyday car. It is literally a Sunday car because you will kill the interior.
Yeah, sure.
So, now this is the very first of them. So this was
an XY, right? Okay.
Early 70s. This car came with mostly XW trim on it.
Okay.
That's how it came out of the factory.
Right.
It was just, we'll get rid of all this stuff on the very first of the XYs.
Yeah.
But it's tagged an XY.
Okay. Yeah, so that's going to have that orange swage line and everything, wasn't it? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. That's a pretty colour, that one.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Fair old seals and that, there'll be
inners and outers, bottom of the quarters.
People are producing, where are they being produced now?
There's quite a few places. Rare Spares have got them. If you just look right behind you, against the wall there, that's actually the inner and outer for that car.
Yeah. Are they going to need much work on them to make? Are they Taiwanese? Are they going to?
They actually weld straight on.
Oh right.
They weld straight on. They're quite good.
Right. Okay.
They're quite good.
Ooh, right. What do we got here?
This is a two owner XWGS factory sunroof.
Yes, I noticed.
The gentleman that owns this car, we do lots and lots of work for. He buys and sells and actually deals in spare parts for people.
Right.
With this one, we have to recreate after we've actually welded all the rust back up.
Yeah.
Because it has to pass a roadworthy. So I'll just point in here.
Yeah. Oh, crikey. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Along the wall here. Up on the, if we go over in the other corner's gone. Go down in here.
Yes, where is it? I'm going to come out. Yeah.
Yep. It's all right.
Can I see that? Yep.
So same thing.
Yeah.
Up on the turret.
Did water collector there or what?
So what normally happens is these, because you have the chrome moulds.
Yeah.
The sludge sits inside the chrome mould.
Oh, in the sludge.
All it takes is one stone chip, and away it goes.
Okay.
With sunroofs, it all collects inside. You've got a rubber seal itself. A felt seal that sits in here, same thing, all the crap sits in there, and away it goes.
Yeah. Sit it under a tree. So one night only, eh?
Yeah, so once we've, it's actually the whole back of it's gone.
Yeah.
Inners and outers, sills are gone in and outer, floors are gone. Once we weld this all back up, he wants his car put back with patina.
Right, oh wow.
So
that'd be interesting.
we'll actually age the paint,
Yeah.
we'll actually destroy the finish of the paint.
Yeah.
So when we finish painting it, it'll actually look very, very similar.
Yeah. Well, that's quite drastic.
Yep. We will reproduce that. So,
That's seriously drastic, though, isn't it?
Yes, but that's what he wants.
Wow.
Yep. So
That sounds like a man that he's got the lineup of perfect paint.
He has if you go and see him, he has so many cars that are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
He has patina cars, bare metal. This is the finish that he actually wants, as if it's never been touched.
Yeah.
So it's His other GTs, oh my God, so pretty.
Right, yeah. Well, I'm sure, I mean, that's a, if he's going that far back, that's...
Those, if you look at the colours, that's
Yeah.
straight out of the 70s when that had been fixed. That blue is a putty.
Oh, right.
So you do an etch primer, a primer, then a putty, then rub that and then put another primer back over it, then you'd paint it.
Yeah.
So that tells you when that was all repaired.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen, you know, a bit of sun damage, patina being put back into cars, but that's going to be some serious sort of, degradation.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's going to show. So you wanting to show that it's had work.
It's had work done.
Wow.
Yes.
Bloody hell. That's some serious. There's some really weird positions for these bloody holes in this thing. Isn't there?
There are.
Would there have been a bit of chrome here, or how come that one?
Correct.
Was
There's
there?
supposed to be, yes, goes around the back window.
It would. Yeah.
Yep.
Jeez, yeah. That's interesting.
So he just wants this car as a survivor,
Yeah.
plain and simple. And because it's only a 2-owner, it becomes a very special. It's an all-matching number car. That's why he wants it kept as original as possible.
Okay.
So whatever paint we can save, we actually will.
So that's a new thing. I mean, you know, making a survivor.
Yes. Yeah.
Crikey. Yeah. I mean, I was, like I say, getting the patinas back or whatever, but
Yeah.
getting it back to, some sort of survivor car. That's interesting. Okay. Cool. All right.
That one you need the front, so you can see the front.
Okay.
So
moving the brands, yeah?
okay, so with this vehicle, a HQ station wagon, same thing. It's we've got to put it back to original colour, which is the violet here. Someone had painted over it in the blue.
Right.
This car belongs to the gentleman that we just looked at. This is his mechanic. We won't normally do work for people uptown. We only do South Gippsland cars.
Right.
It's just my preference, plain and simple. And we have so much work that we don't need to be asking for work out of town.
Right, okay. Okay.
It's
So
got to be bare metalled, so roof quarters have already started. The doors inside, as you can see, we've already stripped all these. These are hand stripped rather than any product put on them.
Right, okay.
Etch primer goes on to protect it so we don't get any moisture through it. From there, once we've finished stripping the rest of the car, we will then start our repairs.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, he's got a bench seat in there.
Yeah, bench seat. So he has another one of these that he picked up, which it's aged. It's the original material on it. He wants to keep everything, same thing, back to as original as possible.
Right.
So why we get so much work and why we had so many calls out of town is that we age our paint, so it looks like the car was done 20, 30 years ago rather than done yesterday.
Okay.
Simple as that. And
But you still use, obviously you're using the new
all
paints
two-pack brand new paints.
Yeah.
So
and that how have you got some sort of that dumbing down process for you? How,
that's years and years and years of playing with paint. 48 years I've been doing this. So
right. Okay. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
How long's that 2-pack been around there?
There you go. So people won't know a lot of this. I started in 75. In 1977, went to work for a business called CE Heath, where we had infrared booths and 2-pack paint, which was called Acric. And that's where I'm guessing the Acran came from when 2-pack came out in Australia by Dulux. And that was a Japanese paint. So 1977, I was painting 2-pack.
Wow.
And using spray booths.
Right. Yeah, that's
a long time ago.
Long time ago.
The norm was everyone believes that 2-pack came out in the 80s, and that's when panel shops started, sort of middle to late 80s, started changing over into 2-pack from the acrylic.
Yeah.
So.
And at what point did the market start asking for dated to date the paint, whatever?
That's people. So people believed it's just a personal thing. They remember cars and they remember what they looked like, and they don't want paint from 1960s, 70s, 80s, looking like today's paint,
Yeah.
which has an orange peel through
Too
to
gloss
it. And the
yeah,
gloss is just way over the top.
But when can you imagine? When did you? Obviously, when that came in,
Yep.
you were looking at that paint, going, "Oh, look how beautiful this glossy and how well great coverage and all this sort of thing."
Yep.
When did that first person after 1978 come along to you and say, "Yeah, but I want it to look like the old"?
Okay, so I still worked for panel shops because I travelled Australia in the early 80s, and I was working for panel shops which everything was done in acrylic.
Yeah.
And I was playing with acrylic, and I started reproducing what 2-pack looked like because they didn't have spray booths, they didn't have the money to be using that.
Right.
And of course, insurance companies were saying, you've got to do that in 2-pack.
Yeah.
So all through there, it's probably up into the 90s that it actually started, people started going, you know what, that orange peel, I'm not really into that, and that's not what my car looked like.
Right.
So that's roughly middle 90s to late 90s, people started going, no, that's not what I want.
Yeah. Right.
So I learnt to make 2-pack look like acrylic,
Yeah.
and I had learned how to make acrylic look like 2-pack.
Yeah. Well,
So there you go.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And HQ. Where's this? Is the original motor going to go in this?
The original motor's still in. It's a little
All
6.
right. Yeah. I was going to say, is that? He'll keep that, will you?
Yes. Oh, yes, he will. Single headlight front.
Yeah.
Same thing. Super desirable these days. They weren't in their day.
Right.
Not a lot of HQs left because they were raced. They were used in bash-up derbies.
Yeah.
And just same thing. Thrown away.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Lovely.
This is Kevin.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I started repairs on this car.
This is your one.
This is my car.
Uh-huh.
I started about 17 or 18 years ago. I started repairs on this car.
Yeah.
I'd repaired up all the hang-on panels. These panels actually came off my son's XY.
Right. Okay.
So as I said to you, most of the parts on that were an XW.
Yeah.
And I was actually after an XW. So I found an XW shell and then started doing that. So this car's been on the road for about 6 years now.
Uh-huh.
That's how long it took.
Yeah.
After I'd started, then sat it in the background, and
Yeah.
I'd said to my son, I've got 2 years, matey, I'm getting old, I want this on the road. So it took, when we'd said that's it, 2 years, start to finish, that's engine rebuild, interior, all redone, all the floors done, quarters repaired, roof repaired. He did all of that for me, painted it all up, put it all back together. So that was 2 years' work.
Yeah.
While we're doing our normal work as well,
Sure.
to get him on the road.
Uh-huh.
And the swap was, Lliam got my shell off the
Right.
XY.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
So that was the deal with
So,
him.
and what was the thing about having an XW for you? Why?
My brother.
Right.
So my brother who passed away,
Uh-huh.
he had a genuine XW GT phase 1,
Yeah.
and I always remembered that car, and I wanted one myself.
Lovely. Okay.
So
Cool.
that's where the car comes
Yeah. It's another cracker. Well used.
from. He is well used, driven all the time. I have a few cars, so I just keep swapping my cars around. and-
Right.
yeah. So yeah. He's got about, I think, about 3,000 miles on it in
Uh-huh.
the time it's been on the road.
Right. So a quick squeeze. We've seen a few. Lovely. And you're very much, you know, it's a used car.
Yep.
And that's something, you know, you weren't looking to get that,
Okay.
show.
No. For example, so if we come and have a look at the door
I'm just looking at
handles,
that. Yeah.
these are things that our clients like.
Yeah.
They like used. You can see up through here, this is aged. We have chips on it.
Yeah.
We have little scratches and dents.
Yeah.
This is all original chrome work.
Yeah.
Everything that we can get original as possible goes onto these cars.
Yeah. Wonderful.
We don't do a lot of reproduction parts.
Yeah.
So same thing, our customers want the car
Yeah.
to have that little bit of character about them, and they have a
Absolutely.
story to tell. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Trouble is, everybody, when they know you want it, the old tax goes up on them, doesn't it?
Oh, God. It does. For example, these moulds on the rear here, So you have a bottom, you have a top, two sides, and then your corners. They are now selling anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 to get a complete set of these molds.
Wow.
It's absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah, yeah.
The only horrible part about these cars that are being restored here are people know the dollar value of them, and they're not getting out on the road as much as they should.
Yeah.
I've built all my cars and my customers' cars, they're to be driven, so, and enjoyed, not to be parked in a shed and just,
Sure.
Yeah. So he's a bit dirty, as you can see, because he gets driven.
Used,
So same thing, we do this for all of our customers, all the engine bays, underneath of the car, everything's done.
So that'd be a Cleveland or a Windsor?
That is a Cleveland, so that's a stroker motor, it's a 357.
Yeah.
It just needed a bit of a bore. So.
Right. And you've gone for, that's obviously the Edelbrook.
Yeah, so it's got a 650 poly carby on it, so that's,
Performance-wise, that just steps up, does it? Or?
Just a little bit, I'm not particularly interested. I tend to cruise, but I want the sound. I want to be able to know, yes, I can put my foot down and go.
Okay.
The other thing that you notice is I put power steering on mine, getting too old to use the arm steering.
Yeah.
And the other thing we did was we wanted to keep everything as original as possible, but I put a thermo fan on it because these old cars, they just overheat.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So it's nice and hidden that you don't really, it doesn't stand out and hit you in the face.
The aficionado, they'll know you're coming with a different air intake and whatever.
They were. Yes. Yeah. But once again, this car was built how my brothers looked. Yeah. And that's why I built it this way.
Sure.
So back in the 70s and 80s, we altered cars for our own personal convenience, and I've done this how my brother had his.
Absolutely. So. Beautiful. Okay, nice one, mate. Okay. If you love this video, you're going to absolutely love this one. So click on the screen and watch that, and I'll see you in the next video.